Just because of one loss, all of a sudden, all the fans are now analysts. All the United fans are analysts. Everybody on camera, they talk this one. They question the Kakari decision. They question this one. They question that one. You see, in this Manchester United, the fan base are the number one problem. Now we be the number one problem, bro. All of a sudden, some people are not even teaching Mike Kakari his job, advising him. Bro, what the? It's obvious that, we have been playing shambolic in the past 4 games, not just in this Newcastle's game. Bro, in the past 4 games, we have been playing shambolic. Then fast forward to the game against Crystal Palace. If you observe that game very well, bro, see that, bro, we play shambolic football. In fact, Crystal Palace at a point overloaded our midfield. At a point, my gaffer had to tell Cunha and Mbeumo to play more wide instead of choking Bruno in that midfield, to allow Bruno do the work in the midfield, and we saw the penalty and then, the winning goal. You know why I say that the fans are the number one problem? These are the same fans that have been clamoring, start Benjamin Sesko. Now, it's not as if Benjamin Sesko is not a good player. But if you observe in the game, we didn't feed him much of the balls. In the game against Newcastle, we didn't feed him much of the balls. Even against Crystal Palace, we didn't feed him much of the balls too. Look at his goal against Crystal Palace. It came in the second half also. That crossing from that set piece from Bruno Fernandes. So you see, I think Benjamin Sesko, for me, looks more sharper coming from the bench. To be sincere, not to remove anything from Benjamin Sesko, he's a very good player, very fine player. But I think he looks more sharper coming in when the opponent's defense have some tired legs. Benjamin Sesko looks very sharp coming from the bench, seriously. And if you also observe Bryan Mbeumo, since changing role to that right wing, bro, you see that Bryan Mbeumo have become less of a threat. In fact, he has become less of a threat and he doesn't do more damage playing from that right wing. Bryan Mbeumo was never a winger. In Brentford, he was never a winger. For those thinking that Bryan Mbeumo was playing right wing or bro, this guy was never a winger in Brentford. This guy paired with Tebolo. That's Wissa. He paired with Wissa. They played first 9, bro. These two guys don't play flank football. They play counter football, bro. The both of them play first 9. Nobody they stand for that 9. They have their midfield and then they push. So for those thinking that Bryan Mbeumo will do much of a damage in the right wing, bro, if you watch him so far, since changing that position, Bryan Mbeumo have become less of a threat. In fact, to even score goal na problem. He went from 2 goals to 10 goals very fast, playing as a first 9. But immediately we change that his position, bro, this guy become less of a threat. I think Ahmad is even more better in 1v1 than Bryan Mbeumo. Let's be sincere. Let's just be sincere. That was why in our game against Newcastle, bro, not to take anything from Newcastle played fantastic football. In fact, they had played Manchester United. You see in that first half, bro, they totally dominated our midfield. Tonali and Joao Lentin just took over our midfield. Isolating Bruno Fernandes. In fact, their primary target was that they should not allow the ball get to Bruno Fernandes. They wanted to frustrate Bruno because they know that this guy is the engine room to Manchester United force in the attack. And also, I don't think that the players had a change in character or mentality. No, not at all. Even Magafa said that in his post-match interview. It was the quality. It was the quality. Immediately Mazarawi got that knock, I knew that something must happen. There must be a problem. And for those saying, why did he play it in heaven instead of bringing Tyler Malacia? So, Malacia never chop salary. They never play Malacia. This guy has made only one appearance before this Newcastle match now. He made only just one appearance, which was still against Newcastle in the first leg. But they repaid this guy. They repaid this dude. Look at the kind of shambolic defense. Just to stop Osula. To stop Osula 1v1, bro. What kind of shambolic defense was that? I don't even blame Sané Lamens for not diving. Bro, this guy pinned Lamens. Osula is a right footer. But that curve where this guy play with that left foot, bro, is a world-class curve, bro. World-class finish. World-class. I blame Tyler Malacia. I just blame Tyler Malacia. Because what be that? Which kind of defending be that? One task. Just to stop that Osula. So you see that It's just quality. Our problem was quality in that game, not the character or the mentality. It was just pure quality. Because when you look at that bench, bro, who they bench? Who they bench? But anyways, I believe that McCarrick have also learned one or two from this particular game. Not just from this game, from our last 4 games, sef. Our last 4 games. But anyways, it is what it is. I believe that Carrick have seen what and what, where he should adjust. And then let's focus on our next game. You know, it's past. It's past. We just have to focus on our next game. Anyways, let me get to the comment section. Stay with me. Let's move.